Well, hello everyone, and thank you for coming tonight. Uh, Welcome to our Huddle card collection 1 year anniversary. 1 year ago today, we went ahead and posted our first videos, and it was our intro video, and we started from there. And I think we're at about 100 and
I have
I
no
don't know,
idea.
130 something, I think, or 120 something, videos. So we appreciate everybody who has hung out with us and been with us and keep coming back and everything. It's really pretty cool. And we have some special guests that are going to be in tonight, and we've invited a bunch of people. One of them is Anthony Pittsburgh. Um, like we've said, Anthony, you've helped us out a lot. You've helped us, with advice on videos and everything, and we truly appreciate you as as a friend more than anything than YouTube help and all the other kind of stuff. So we appreciate everything that you've helped us out with.
Yeah, but I
So,
appreciate you guys. It's fun to be along for the ride.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate the congratulations and everything. How's everybody doing?
Bogarts, Matt, Parabellum, Kenny. Appreciate it. So one of the things as we've gone through this year, we realized, what we were doing, everything that we've done, we're gonna keep doing. We're not gonna actually, stop doing any particular thing, but we are actually gonna we're gonna add some stuff. And one of the minor changes that we're gonna make to the channel is, rather than a video every other day and then trying to wonder, hey, is Huddle on even days or odd days? Because depending on how the month went, that's what we did. We just kept rolling. So what we've decided is we're going to drop 3 videos every single week. We're going to be on Mondays, we're going to be on Wednesdays, we're going to be on Fridays, and they're going to be released at 12 o'clock noon. So you West Coast people, be 9 o'clock in the morning, so it won't be too early
Nice
for
and
you.
early.
Right? Won't be too early. And then East Coasters, you know what? While you're sitting there eating your sandwich at lunch, you can watch a Huddle video. So that's, one big thing. The other big thing that we have decided, which is a change for us for the positive, is we have decided that we are going to go live Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. We are going to do a live show.
What's going on, Paul?
Awesome.
Hey, Paulie. Not exactly, and it'll be what it will be. It may be talking about some of the hot topics in the hobby. It could be auctions. It could be ripping ships. It could be a whole bunch of other stuff. Looking to have people come on, though, right? We don't want it just to be us. It's not, one of the reasons why we picked Huddle is when you think of Huddle, what do you think? You think of people coming together and huddling up and everything. And that was always the thought process from the beginning a year ago of where we wanted to eventually get to. So that's what this is, we figured we've learned a bunch of stuff, right?
Yep.
We're still trying to figure out, the length of the video thing, right? That still seems to be some things that, YouTube we have to still learn that part of everything. But the live show, to be able to interact more with, people, just seems like a better thing for us.
Yep. Definitely looking to do auctions during the time so we can thin out our collection a little bit.
And you want to talk about?
Let's get AB first episode.
Wow, that would be pretty cool.
Would it?
You want to talk about one of the things, one of the changes that we have made, or one of the things we've added with auctions, with eBay and stuff?
We have been doing. Last week we did do our first eBay break, so we posted all the teams on eBay. They all sold. I mean, that went really well. We're looking to do more of that stuff because it seems like that way we can at least sell the teams. We had issues in the past, just posting on Instagram, not getting enough traction. So look out for that. You can see down at the bottom it's scrolling along. So breaks will be there. I'm going to try to do better and posting some more cards up there for sale and also on our Instagram. So make sure you check that out. But that's one of the changes we're making. I'm definitely trying to get better at listing stuff and selling stuff so I can get rid of some stuff and get some more cash in so we can get some, hopefully one day, some of those nicer, higher end products to rip.
We basically we're trying to get like Chef Marte.
Yes. three
my goal,
illusion
too.
hobby box back.
And if you're not sure who Chef Marte people is check Anthony's channel out. It's Anthony's best friend. They have a grading company, which Anthony has a great title called the Hog. he is the head. He's the head of grading, and it was it's something that that we want to do. We buy what we could get right now, and that was the big thing. That's what we're trying to get up to, right? We're still going to do the blaster boxes. We're still going to do the mega boxes. We are still going to do the fat packs, and we're going to rip open the WWE hunting for the Kiss cards, right? We're gonna open up the the absolute hangers, trying to get kabooms and so on and so forth. But like we've always said in our videos, if you're not sure, we don't want every card that we pull. I mean, right over there, there's 3 shelves with the 3,200 card boxes, and there's probably about 10 of those over there. That doesn't include what's inside the basement and everything, right? So
that's just his stuff too. That's
right,
not even
and that's
my
just
stuff.
That's just mine. And well, there's some stuff back here. There's that's the stash. That's where we go to grab stuff to break for everybody. But again, it's been a heck of a journey. And we have a lot of people who have helped us, along the way. Everybody sees in the chat, you see Kenny Reed in the chat and everything. And, that logo up there, Kenny designed it. When you see, the other Huddle card one, Kenny designed it. That little intro video that we have, Kenny did all of that for us. So we have had a lot of help along the way, and we would not have been able to get to where we are without guys like Kenny, without guys like Anthony. Deafness, Matt Hollis, and John Cole the Beast, Matt Miss Midwest Cards. All these guys, they've all helped us, get to where we are. And like I said, we are very appreciative, of that. Jerry Rice Auto. I don't have any Jerry Rice autos. Don't have any Jerry Rice autos, but we got some. Mike, you'll see on Friday's video we did Chrome Soccer, Topps Chrome Soccer, and Mike pulled an autograph out of a blaster.
Nice.
So, yeah. So it's okay, even they love it.
Yep.
So, Anthony, would you like to say? Oh my goodness!
What's up?
Oh my goodness! It is the Godfather of the hobby.
Hey, no.
The man, the myth, legend.
I'm just.
You're just a
popping.
guy who collects cardboard.
I'm just popping in. I'm just one of you guys, man. I've been crazy busy, backed up with work. Didn't really have an opportunity. I saw you send me the link. I had to make sure I stopped in and for the 1 year for you guys.
Yep.
Show some support, show some love, because that's what it's about, man. The hobby is the people. It's about the people. It's having people like yourselves, Michael and Mike. It's having people like my man over there, Anthony Pittsburgh. He's my dude. Everybody in the community that sticks together, that helps expand and bring more people in. How many times do you guys hear about just people that you meet in the hobby and people that come into the hobby or people that reconnect back to the hobby that maybe had some kind of life-changing thing or something that happened to them, or they're going through something, or they're battling something, or they're lonely, maybe even. You don't know. But man, it's awesome. I just wanted to pop in and say what's up, man, and appreciate all you guys, and I appreciate all your friendships, and even just seeing the kind words. So
Yeah.
boo lamb. Here we go, baby. Let's go. Hey, you know what? I just Stafford, man. He's done so much throughout his years, not having a defense, and I just feel like the Niners, the Debo and them, they get around for a while. Debo, Bosa, all those cats, they're gonna be around for a while. How long is Stafford gonna stick around the league? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is maybe a final hurrah shot to do it. So
Well, I know, listening to your DFSs and everything, and even just your normal fantasy, I would think, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Matthew Stafford is probably the guy you went the most in on across the board.
Not totally, man. Actually, it was. I feel like I'm hearing myself. Who's got? Someone got me on. Hearing an echo.
Is it gone?
Hello?
Hey, vlogs.
No. Are you guys hearing an echo?
No, sir.
No.
Weird. That's really weird. Huh. I don't know. It
Mom was
doesn't.
in the
It
house.
doesn't matter. I'll just keep talking. I'm hearing myself after I talk, but maybe I need to put my headphones on. Maybe that's the issue. Anyway, yeah. So Stafford was probably, like I talked about Sunday morning. I was very heavy on Mr. Aaron Rodgers, and I was very heavy on Joe Burrow. Josh Allen, and then Matthew Stafford. Obviously, we knew Patty Mahomes was going to have a huge game. It was no secret, right? But I knew that Allen in a hole, and he was just a tad bit more expensive, but it wasn't much. I knew Allen had the opportunity to outplay Patty Mahomes. And at the end, he actually did, if you look at the overall stats, percentages, everything else. I mean, it was close. But yeah, Stafford was in there though. In fact, I'm gonna spit a little something for you guys that I talked about yesterday on the Playmaker podcast. For those that play DFS, or those that are learning to play DFS, or that dabbed into DFS, when you're building a lineup, I was way heavier on Gabriel Davis. In fact, I talked about it Sunday morning, right? When I had built one of my lineups, I let the amount of salary I had left dictate me taking Diggs over Gabriel Davis, because it was like a $3,000 gap, right? How often do guys like to leave $3,000 on salary on the table? But if I would have been, I think I would have ended up in second place in a $5 single entry. I mean, it would have been good for a couple grand. I sent screenshots to a couple of the fellas. I sent screenshots in our Playmaker podcast deal. Before that last game started, I was in second place, and it was the Saturday-Sunday slate. I had Diggs. If I would have had Davis, looking at everything in the finals, I would have been in the top 3 for sure. It would have been big money.
Oh, wow.
So making that mistake, it goes to show you, though, when we're looking at building lineups and doing constructions, man, we try to do whatever we can to spend our money, and sometimes that's not the right thing to do. You need to leave money on the table if that's the right thing to do. If that's the play, if that's the move. It all has to decide on what makes sense within the build. So,
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, enough talk about
A
that.
couple other people popped in. Zach's Sports Cards and Collectibles. Zach's, he doesn't hunt moose. He doesn't hunt deer. He doesn't hunt squirrel. He hunts sports cards.
Right.
So, and he has a great channel. I think he's getting close to 1,000 subscribers or somewhere along those lines. He's a great channel. He does a lot of great content and everything. Really good. Wow. Hey, To the Moon Collectibles. Skylar, thanks a lot for stopping in, buddy. Appreciate that. Another good channel. I mean, doing a bunch of stuff too. Doing a bunch of stuff also.
Pittsburgh, you're quiet, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to let you guys do your thing, man. I don't want to butt
I
in.
haven't been able to catch up with y'all for so long.
He's big time Hollywood now.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not-
not we need to get
You
you
got
out.
the Eminem Hollywood song bumping when you head to the shop. Hollywood,
Might
say
have
goodbye,
to.
say goodbye to Hollywood. You
And
like
here's Mike's sister, my daughter Nicole. Thank you, Nicole, for stopping in. To the Moon, thank you very much for the congratulations. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, you know, the hobby it's funny what you say. I know we're in a cloudy time right now with a bunch of stuff that's going on and everything. I don't think it's a dark time. I think it's cloudy time. But I tell you the one thing, I look at it as a whole and say, my gosh, I look at what we've done, the friendships that we have, established. Oh, and here's Mama Huddle. They're all coming in. Woo!
She's gonna love that she said that.
That's Mike's mommy, Lisa.
You can also say it's your
It's
wife.
my wife. They should. I'm hoping they put 2 and 2 together. But for a couple of guys who started with watching the hobby and everything, and then come together in the hobby to start this and stuff, and then to be welcomed in by, let's face it, in the beginning, strangers, and then to form friendships over,
Pieces
sports
of
cards,
cardboard.
pieces of cardboard with ink put on them, is freaking amazing. I mean,
Yep.
it really is. It really tells you what the true fabric of the hobby is, And yes, you're gonna have those cloudy days. You're gonna have those people who you're not 100% sure of. But you know what? Don't give up on it, because there's way, way, way more good people than there are bad people in the hobby.
Absolutely.
What's going on, Dom?
Hey, Dom.
That's a good point, buddy. Like, I just want to add to what you're saying. Like, I see so many people get, you see the tweets, or you see the, hey, I need to take a break, or hey, I'm stepping away from the hobby, or hey, this or that. I'm just getting burnt out. I can't take it anymore. I don't like the negativity. I don't like the toxicity, whatever it may be. You just need to find that place or find that group. I mean, if you're utilizing social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be, and you're seeing too much in your timeline that's dragging you down per se, you need to just make a change with it. You need to mute them. You need to block them. You need to do whatever you need to do if they can continue to just send nothing but negativity, right? Because it's all about like trying to help each other out. It's all about trying to stay positive. Like you said too, the tough times we're going through right now, just battling everyday life, right? And we should be utilizing this hobby and this outlet and the people we have around us to uplift us and get us through and push us through what we need to do. So I understand when people say they need to take a break or they need to step away. I've had to do it plenty of times throughout the years. But I've also found a way now where I can get around or try to get away from that part of that, or that negative corner, or that negative energy that's been brought in. And all you can do is just continue to try to push forward with the positivity, right?
Yep.
And trying to uplift others. Because if you do that, the chances are the people around you are going to do that as well. It's like they always say, either way is contagious, right? Like negative, positive energy, it's all contagious. If you're going to be negative and people look up to you, and you're in a bad mood, and they're like seeing that negative vibe, that bad energy, you're just like, as another person watching it, you're like, dude, what? Why is this dude in a bad mood? Now it's kind of putting you in that different mentality. So
Yep.
I don't know, man. Yeah, just wanted to throw a few little my 2 cents in on that comment because I think that's a great point.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Anthony. You want to say something?
I was just going to say it's a really good way of looking at it. And one thing that I was thinking as you were saying that is be what the hobby needs. You know, that's really what I kept hearing when you were saying that, Def, is because there are a ton of people that are going through all kinds of stuff. And just because we like cards, they're willing to listen to us. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool right now. Not only having you two guys here, but just 10 people just watching and listen to us celebrate this time with us is pretty cool. I mean, did I think a year ago that this was going to turn into this? No. Am I glad I did? Yeah, because it's pretty cool, especially that we got to go to Nationals this past year, meet Anthony there, meet a bunch of people, and just see how large and crazy and awesome this community is.
Meet Hit Flippin' Mama.
Met Hit Flippin' Mama, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But and to your point, Def, like you were saying, that person who about being positive all the time. You make a fantastic point from a standpoint of, you could turn that person around, right? Yeah, that person having a bad day, and you just watch one of their videos, or you just say something to a tweet or something like that, you could turn that person's day around, man. So it's so much easier to be positive than it is to be negative. So go ahead and be. Look at we got another guest.
Yes, sir. We got Mr. Gate City Paul over there. Welcome in.
What's up,
How are
fellas?
you?
How are you? Happy 1 year to
What's
you
up, buddy?
guys.
Thank you. Yes,
What's up,
so,
Jeff? Haven't seen you in a minute.
I know, man. How you been? You been good?
I was just on the road. I had to take care of some business. Just got back home. Wanted to jump on. Wish my guys up there a happy 1 year. So, but you guys
Well,
are
Gate,
talking about.
You hanging out in Cali now quite often with
Oh,
over
no,
here?
I left California in 1994, and I didn't leave anything there. No, but you guys were talking as I was running in about just connecting back to the hobby. I was Pittsburgh kind of knows what I've been going through, but I was in a very dark time, and the hobby kind of listening to hang out in Def's chat. It is one of the things that kind of kept me going. So. Don't underestimate, the content that you put out. Sometimes it's, some people's lifelines.
hey,
Absolutely.
like the New Day says, the power of positivity.
And it's
That's right.
crazy, and Gate, it's something I think I'd like to cue into on kind of what you bring up with that, because I think with me sometimes I get a little discouraged, maybe, like you see the trends, you see the waves of like kind of the community and the viewerships and this and that. And I think in the end of the day, I think you really just need to, as all of us being just hobby members, creators, whatever you want to call it, we need to just stay in the reality and continue to be you, right? Don't try to be somebody different. Don't try to be like a character. Don't play a character. We are just real life people, and we just need to be real, right? And I think sometimes by being real and not being fake and not drawing a bunch of drama around and not doing things, because people love drama, let's be honest, right? Like people actually do tests where they'll post like a clickbait title or something that's more negative. Like, I don't know, like I'm trying. I can't think of some off the top of my head, but I know like even our boy Jimmy Guns did it one time. He actually posted like a clickbait title that was like totally focused in drama negativity, and he got like triple the views. Why is that? People for some reason are just drawn towards that, but don't get discouraged for being real and keeping it real and keeping it positive and just staying down that right track. And sometimes I think we all get a little discouraged, but we just got to stick with it. We just got to keep pushing forward and being us and being real. So
Yeah, and I just think, remember why you got in the hobby. Right? Remember why you got in the hobby. Remember why you decided, to make, like with us. Hey, Rocky.
What's going on?
With us, I'd tell you, after about 6 months or so, where we were with our channel, with how many views we were getting and how many subs we were getting and everything, it really was a hit to, I guess, the ego of like, wow, and then, it was that whole thing of saying, you know what? We're sharing our experiences with everybody else. I'm not trying, I can't create an experience for all of you guys, and that's what we've learned over this year, and that's why we're so happy to be able to be here and to stick around and still be here, doing this after this long, because we went ahead and we said, hey, you know what? It's about us. It's about our relationship, and in a way, it's introducing you guys to us, and seeing how we react, with each other. And how I get upset when he gets the good cards, and he gets upset when I get the good cards. I hide it. I hide it better than him. You should see when he's off in the distance. Oh my God, it's ugly.
It's not when you get good cards. It's just the players that I want.
Right. I will open up.
Mike Trouts. That's just what irritates me.
John, Beast in the Beauty Breaks. Man, there's another guy. I tell you. Another guy, if you're not watching John, you should. He does great things with his child. I mean, he does auctions also, and he does breaks and stuff. And his auctions, they're crazy like yours, Def, where all of a sudden it's like, hey, add another card, and how about this card, and how about that card, and and he does, really. I mean, he puts up really good stuff and everything, Love selling cards. Those guys, we met them eBay. Started getting into some of their breaks and everything with those guys and everything. Stuff like that. Rocky has him and his two, and his two sons and everything, and they do stuff. It's so cool. I mean, it's one of the things. It's funny. People laugh, but I started collecting cards in 1976.
Jeez.
Okay? 45 years ago, I started buying my first cards that I bought. So it's funny to hear about all the stuff in the hobby about how people are getting cards. Man, when I had cards, the only way I got them was I got on my bicycle and we drove to, and some of you guys may not know what this is, but they used to have these things called,
but keep going.
They used to have these things called candy stores or stationery stores, and that's the only place you got cards. And guess what? There was only 3 boxes. You had the wax pack, the small cello pack, and you had the rack pack. And you had like something that was, I think it was like a quarter, 50 cents, and like $1.25. That was it. Those were your choices. You didn't go like you did to now and say, "Ooh, I got blasters and I got cello packs and I got megas and no." That's what you had to choose from. And when you saved your money and you had $2, you said, "Okay, wow, I want to get one of each pack and I have to make sure I have enough for tax." And that's what you did. And collecting was so different. I knew every card that I had. I knew every single. I could open up a new pack of cards and go through. Got him, need him, got him, right? And all the ones that I had, when my buddy, my buddy was next to me, he opened up his. It was, hey, I got these 5 I don't need. Oh, I got these 5 I don't need. Okay, cool. Here, you have these 5. I'll take those 5. Man, the collection kept going and kept going, and that's the way it was. So to see how it has evolved is crazy for me.
And believe it or not, I rode my bike when I was that age, and it was quarters and 49 cents for the cello packs, whatever. So you could get, you're right, figuring out the tax. You have $2. You could get away with probably about 7 quarter packs or whatever. And that was amazing. That was awesome. You were psyched. And I remember when the Garbage Pail Kids first hit the scene, I was biking up to the Tom Thumb, 2 miles, trying to get every time I could get change and just buying those first series, second series, having no clue, obviously, like just everything we go through in the hobby of if I would have held on to them and kept them. But back then it wasn't as much of a big deal being younger and just, it's just cool, man. Just looking at them, collecting them, putting them in the pages, whatever, throwing them in the tire spokes every once in a while. Right. And we all have
my dad did that with 1952 Mickey Mantles.
Oh, right.
That's something that's different about the hobby than when I collected. Is that back then, like, you collected to build the set, and I don't think people do that much anymore.
No. Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, Paul, more people are probably to build a set are probably trying to build a set like fully graded. Would be
Right.
like the same thing to today's world. Like people that are set collecting, like they're trying to get like a set that's actually PSA graded, like the full set or something, So yeah. Yep.
Same thing over there in Australia. He had to do go to shops.
Yeah. Like John says, man, there was no such thing as a blaster or a hanger box. What the heck was that?
Right.
Like I said, and when you went into the store, man, they were right up near the guy by the cash register. And they were right there. And you walked up and you handed them. The cool thing is at least you got a stick of gum.
Yeah.
You got that quarter pack, bam, you got a stick of gum to eat.
Well, if you reach back and grab yourself a 88 Topps football box or cello thing or whatever, you could get yourself, or even back farther, 81 Donruss baseball is one of the worst gums. I think that's like the worst packs where they're stuck so bad to it that card there's no way of ever pulling it off or even getting the gum actually off of the card physically from it. So you still want to chew it, you can do it, but it's not going to taste right. So.
Yeah, it's love selling cards. It was funny. Like I said, when I started, the first few eBay breaks that I got in was with these guys and everything, and being a reseller. So like that's where Anthony and Paul and I really met each other. Probably 3 years ago, ish. Oh, Anthony's frozen. California got to him.
California love.
You know what I'm saying? So that reseller.
He looks like he's just like studying us. Like he's froze. Look at
he's intent. The conversation has him so tough right there. But we're going through, so learn things. So when I started breaking with those guys, online and stuff, they were shipping me stuff, and I was like, hey, you could save a lot of money if you did this, this, and this. And they were like, oh my gosh, thanks so much and everything. So it wound up working out and everything. But John is right, man, I mean, that was like the first, premium brand, when it came, everybody was like, oh my gosh, Upper Deck. Whoa.
Yeah. Those high gloss, full size pictures, action pictures too. I mean, God, those were some awesome cards.
Yep. Hey, Jay. Thanks for coming by, sir. Appreciate that. But like I said, you get out of the hobby what you want to get at, and it's I say it every time I open up or we break on our channel. If we do like, Donruss baseball, or we do Prism baseball or Mosaic baseball, and you're getting, cards and everything, and you know that there's people watching going, man, that's a waste of money. Not licensed. You can't, those cards aren't worth blah, blah, blah and everything. And my truth of the matter is, like I say, collect what you like to collect. If you want to collect, who cares? Because at the end of the day, the hobby's about you. It's not about everybody else.
Yeah, I agree, man. I 100% agree.
Thanks, Dom. Appreciate that.
And he's
We
back.
good? Non-froze anymore?
Sorry about that, gentlemen.
No, you're good. Sorry about that, gentlemen. So I want to hear about. Hey, tell us a little bit, since all three of you guys are on here. Let me be a little interviewer for a second.
Certainly.
So how did you guys actually, all three of you, connect? Like, when you said you met through the reselling world, like, how did it come about where the three of you met each other or connected?
We were all doing YouTube content
Anyone?
on
Yeah,
like a
Anthony.
different space, a non-related to sports cards. So if you go back through like the annals of like any of our channels, you'll see us doing like content like on storage units, or like, hey, we went to Goodwill this
Yard
week. This
sales,
is what
Chris
we
Mark,
found.
Chris Sales, yeah.
This is how much profit we made, type thing. So that was the original type of content when I think all three of us started channels, was what we were kind of doing. And then as COVID became a thing and the world shut down and the world just became on fire with cards again, it was like, at least for me, I fell back in love with the hobby. And Paul was actually the guy who was like, dude, you need to check out this Deafness 45. He has auctions. And that started a whole nother like idea. It's like, oh my God, like, you just finding your channel opened me up to a whole nother type of content. You know what I mean? So,
Appreciate that.
And then
Yeah,
Anthony
but,
Anthony told me about it. Anthony told me, "Hey, you need to
Right.
check out. You
I
need
guess
to check
it's all
out that guy right there."
It all started with me somehow.
It all started with Paul. Then it went to Anthony. Then it came up to us to go
Yeah.
ahead and check you out.
And
Now you just each
Anthony
need to
and
do a
your-
24-hour stream, or we need to all do a 24-hour stream together or
Yeah.
something.
Anthony,
Yes.
and if you remember Deafness, every day I'm hustling. I'll pause for a minute.
Yeah, every day
they-
I'm hustling.
They used to do a morning show every day for what you guys did that for almost a solid year, and
Yeah.
that's how I got to know Mike and Anthony, and they brought me onto their show, and Mike's been on their show, just talking resale stuff, and like Anthony said, as our sourcing opportunities, because stores were closing, people weren't having yard sales, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just kind of stumbled upon a box of cards that I had, just happened to be laying around. I'm like, well, I ain't looked at this stuff in 20 years. Let me see what's in here. And, going, kind of the same thing. And like, I wanted to do eBay, I've been wanting to do YouTube. I had kind of been struggling with like what kind of content to do. Cause I don't want to say that reseller YouTube's is kind of recycled. Everybody kind of does the same thing. It's just a little bit different. What's sold, here's what I'm buying, here's how much profit I made.
Right.
Well, with cards, it's a little bit different because like it's still the treasure hunt, because the resale stuff is a treasure hunt. You're looking for something that's unique that somebody else wants. Well, with cards, it's the same thing, except they're smaller and more compact, a little more expensive, but still it's a treasure hunt. It's
But you don't need a big warehouse until you get too many cards, like you would with all the big stuff you're
Right.
from storage
So
units,
it still satisfies that treasure hunt, and then you sell the stuff that you don't want to buy the stuff that you do want. That satisfies the resale stuff, and then for me, it just kind of was a natural progression back into getting into cards and focusing on card content rather than resale content.
So I want to get away from that, and I'm not going to continue to be the interviewer here. I just want to hit on one more thing. Yeah, it's just in my nature, interviewing. But I want to hear from each one of you guys, for the viewers out there on your channel. I want to for each one of you guys, since you guys all connected together from the resale side of things, what was your biggest hit in the resale game from the storage units, whatever? What was the item that you came home with the biggest profit? Huddle?
So one of my best ones was I went ahead and I found, believe it or not, a VHS tape in a thrift store in Nashville, Tennessee, of a group from Hawaii, a band from Hawaii that had gone ahead and disbanded. It was probably back from the 80s or the 90s and everything. And percentage wise, I bought that for 40 cents and I sold it for $95.
That's good.
You
That's
know,
really good.
Nice.
I mean, I've had other stuff where I've done, but that one, because that one was just one of those things where, and it was funny. So to tell you, how I found it was interesting. I was in Nashville. I was working. I went to a thrift store and it was late. They're like, "You have 15 minutes. You have to get out." So I took my phone and I don't know why I was by the VHS tapes, but I took a bunch of pictures of what was on the shelf, and then went back to the hotel. I was eating dinner. I started looking all through them, and I was like, "What's this Hawaiian one?" I looked it up. I went so I didn't even get it right then. I had to go back the next day, and as soon as they opened, I was standing there. I went back, got it, and went up to the register, and then I went to work. So I actually wound up being a little late for work because I had to go
Wow.
ahead and find it and everything.
That's
That's how I
crazy.
found it and stuff. I mean, like I said, but I've found other things where I found shoes for $5 and sold them for $150, $200. So
Wow. Anthony,
well,
is he
Paul?
froze again? Paul?
Let's be close again.
Oh no!
I've got two. I got a real cool story. I found this it was a pink corded dial. It had a rotary dial phone. It was like a rotary dial phone, but it was not like the one that you hang on the wall. I found it at some thrift store or something like that. I was contacted by a production company who does movies for Netflix, and they bought that phone from me. I've actually got a video on it on my channel. So that's kind of like the coolest thing because that phone was used in a Netflix series. I forgot the name of it, but I mentioned it in the video.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the coolest thing. But I once on an eBay or a YouTube auction from another reseller, he put together this mystery box of all kinds of stuff. And when you broke it down, I paid $1.50 for a pair of 1970 Levi Big E jeans. Like if you ever have a pair of Levi's and the E in the Levi's is big, that's a vintage pair. Well, they tend to have been this pair. The guy who sold them in this box didn't know how rare they were. He knew that they were rare, but they were actually Big E red line bell bottoms, and I sold it for $850 on an auction.
Wow.
So I went
That's
from
huge.
$1.50 to $850 on a YouTube
That's
on
huge.
auction.
That's huge. Anthony, you're back with us, my man.
Yes.
What's
Sorry,
the
man.
biggest win in the resale world?
Honestly, for me, the biggest thing, and I was surprised by it, I literally only bought this storage unit because I wanted to make a video. Like, literally, the only reason I bought it. And it was full of, like, brand new Christmas, like, decorations and stuff like that. Like, really high-end ones, which at that time I didn't know. I was like, oh, crap, I got a unit full of, like, Halloween, like, all kinds of, like, crazy stuff. And, like, you would be surprised. That stuff was worth, like, thousands of dollars. I think I spent like $240 on it, and like that was probably the easiest money I've ever made back.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought for sure I wasted my money until I started selling the stuff.
But it's funny, like you say, it's still the treasure. It's the treasure hunt is the same. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just different. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's all the same type of things and everything that you're trying to do. It's just that you can't where you can go into a thrift store and you're looking for, I don't know, let's just say untucked shirts, right? And you can look through every shirt to find it. When you want to find that kaboom, or you want to find that downtown. You go in blind. You just go ahead and just keep ripping and trying to find it, and everything. From that standpoint.
I mean, and you're right. The treasure hunts. I mean, I think we probably all know somebody that's, and maybe it's even yourself that's like in the card world. hit something that's, for some people, it can be an actual life changer, just to be in it in the hobby and not even be chasing it for the money, but just be doing it and ripping and hit something that's just absolutely insane. I mean, just recently, I got a buddy that I actually grew up with, went to school with, and I've been breaking at triple. But I got in a couple weeks ago before I started breaking, and my buddies were telling me that our friend had bought a case of National Treasures football, pulled a Justin Herbert RPA rookie, I think it was to 15 or something,
Oh wow.
and sold it. I want to say it was for $70K or something crazy. Like they actually flew the guy in. The guy, obviously it's a big money buy.
Yeah.
Actually flew him in, and this is just this dude. He just rips for fun. He's not even heavily acclimated into the hobby. Like, he doesn't do social medias within hobby. He doesn't do a lot of posting of anything, but he just ripped a case of National Treasures because he decided he wanted to buy a case, and he hit it. And then he came back a week later, bought a case of National Treasures basketball, ended up hitting a Anthony Davis logo, man. And I'm like, dude, you just need to go and play the lottery.
Play the lottery.
Your luck is just on the up and up. But a card like that, think about that. For a lot of people, just pulling something like that could be an absolute life changer. That's big money. You never go into it assuming or thinking, but again, it's that treasure hunt, right? It's what any of us could pull out of anything. It's incredible. Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, so everybody watching, I went ahead in the chat there. All those links are for everybody for Deafness, Anthony Pittsburgh and Paul. Make sure you guys go check them out, subscribe to them, check out their videos. Appreciate you joining, Mama. Have a good night.
Yep. Good night.
What's going on, Nate?
What's going up, Nate?
Nate, what's up, my buddy Nate? That's one of my counter playmaker podcasts.
Playmaker
my
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you that, like I said, if you just remember why you're in for the hobby and stuff like that, and have fun with it, and understand that's what it is. This should be fun. It should be fun for everybody, no matter what it is that you do. From that standpoint. So hey, Pittsburgh, who do you collect?
Steelers and Cavs are my two big PCs. Pretty much anything Pittsburgh, but yeah, Steelers and the Cavaliers, I will literally go into debt for.
So, Beast. So hold on a second, Beast.
Don't forget about Anderson Varejao.
I was going to say, it's Cavaliers, but then there's a man crush with Anderson Varejao. So if you have any of his stuff, holy cow.
I may have a blanket of him on my bed.
I love it.
Paulie?
I don't know.
Silver and black.
Raider Nation, right?
I'm a big Raiders guy, as well as Dodgers. I've kind of stopped collecting Lakers right now because I just don't like the direction of the team. Not that it has nothing based on their record or anything like that. Just the science of the team right now, I'm not really liking. But anyways, that's mainly the stuff that I collect.
What's going on, TGT?
Hey, TGT team, probably Allen, right? Or
Yeah, I've heard of those guys somewhere. Yeah, it's probably Allen.
Love this community so much. I'm commenting as I'm on the treadmill. There you go. Way to work out.
Way to go, Maddie. Way to go, Maddie.
Love it.
But Deftus, how about you, man? Who you collect?
Well, supporting the Rams hat just because I got to show some love for the boy Stafford over there, because everybody always likes to give him crap, even the former or even the Lions fans. I gotta rub it in a little bit with my man Tom T, because he's a Detroit guy, he's a Detroit Lions fan, and he just keeps taking stabs at Stafford all season. He's not gonna do it, and I'm like, dude, he's finally got a defense. He's never had a defense. Things are gonna be different. Why not just root for him? He played for your team for how many years? You just root for him. he
That's
did so
easy to-
much for you guys. He
That-
didn't win you a championship, but he tried to do everything he could do without a defense. But where the Rams at? But I'm a Minnesota guy, obviously. So my Timberwolves, which I'm actually getting really, really, really excited about watching lately. I'm not one of these homie like type people that are just like, oh yeah, my teams are just the best when they're not and whatever. And the Wolves aren't the best, but I'm telling you, they are looking good now. They are turning a corner. Anthony Edwards, he is the youngest player to hit 300 3-pointers. Him, Cat, and D'Angelo Russell are finally gelling.
Yeah.
A year ago, I brought this up like last year or whatever it was too. Like, since D'Angelo Russell had joined the Wolves with Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, they had played in a season and a half together, being on the team together. They had played a total of 14 games in a season and a half together. You can't ever build chemistry. You can't ever gel. And now they're finally all healthy somewhat. They're all sticking together. They're playing. So, I mean, my Wolves, obviously my Vikings. Yeah, someone's going to probably Vikings, any Packer fans out there, Bears fans. Yeah, I know, Lions fans, whatever. But and then obviously the Twins too, So my guy I've been really trying to go after, and I just actually bought a Kellen Mond XR triple swatch autograph from Eric Hecker. He just posted on Twitter for like $20. Kellen Mond is a dude that I'm going after because I'm really hoping that they give this kid a chance. I'm really hoping that he gets an opportunity in the next year or two, and maybe he can turn that corner. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe he'll just be a bench quarterback for his career, or maybe he'll get traded off somewhere else. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, Minnesota pretty much, Minnesota. Ant-Man, Gillimond, so Joe Mauer, Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett's one of my favorite baseball players of all time. So.
Oh yeah.
Who do you collect?
I collect Mets and Jets. I mean, John should know that. I usually always try, and then John knows also that I usually try and get Mike Trouts.
Any other players?
I collect. My favorite player is Fred Lynn. That's and he's my all-time favorite player, and I also Cal Ripken also. It was one of the things about the going to the Nationals was actually getting to go and meet, stand online, meet Fred Lynn, get his autograph and everything. And it was like the one thing that I wanted to make sure I got done. Like we were at the Nationals with Anthony, myself, the three of us were there and everything, and we went ahead. It was he was signing Sunday morning, and I said, "You two could do whatever the heck you want to do. I don't care. I'm going to get online so I can go ahead and meet Fred Lynn."
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Mets, Jets, Mike Trout, Rodrigo Blankenship, kicker for the Colts, Michael Chavis, infielder for the Pirates. Those two guys, went to high school with them, family friends, so it's really cool being able to have their stuff in my hands. So that's cool.
The other guy, the other football player.
Oh, Trey Sermon from the 49ers too. Went to high school with him. Been trying to get some of his stuff.
McKinnon for
Jarrett McKinnon. He went to my high school.
Former Viking.
Yeah,
Yep.
He went to the same high school as the kids.
Wow, that's awesome, man. There's a lot of connections there, and that's what's even the coolest part is when you actually have people that you know or you've went to school with that are now in the high level, the elite levels, and being able to make that part of your PC and connect that way. So that's awesome.
I did the same thing with wrestlers that I used to that I've ever even been on a show with. Like even if I didn't wrestle them personally, like if they were on the same card, I'll normally try to PC them.
That's awesome. A little yep, I got that
Speaking
too,
of which,
man.
Speaking of the tag team champion,
when are the mem cards coming out?
Hey, Huddle, you guys would be you'd probably be a little disappointed in me, but I actually have a Fred Lynn autographed jersey, and Mr. BITG Phil shipped it to me, Like he sent it to me just as kind of like a rack / kind of a, I guess you'd say a joke in a sense, because he pulled in some repack thing or something like a long time ago. He pulled a Fred Lynn rookie, and I had like missed the break or something. I was like, oh, anything good come out? And everybody's like, dude, you hit a Fred Lynn rookie card, and I'm like, Fred Lynn? Question marks. I'm like, oh, Fred Lynn. So everybody started giving me crap. So now BITG shipped that to me, but I think I may have to send that your way and get that over to you if that's your guy. So you have a Fred Lynn signed jersey?
No, I have like two Fred Lynn autographs. One actually in person, and one that well, no, Mike got me one. And I think I have three. So I bought one that I got when we were at Nationals. And what's cool about that one is the card I was bringing, I was happy with. But then we hit the dollar boxes and actually found a card I liked more, and actually went ahead and had him sign that one. From there.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, respect the specs.
Hot Rod, he is the best. Trey Sermon, yep. Here comes the jersey.
So, oh my goodness. Wow.
Who is Fred Lynn? There you go.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think Trey will. He has those skills. He can be a receiving back and run the ball. I think next year if he stays healthy enough, he should get some carries and prove he was worth that pick.
So Mike, mentioned the Rodrigo thing, and you see some of the comments and everything stuff, and Kenny Reed. Mike can't get his. Kenny Reed, who is in here, is also he's a very good friend of our family, very good friend of Rodrigo. Mike has an autographed Georgia 98 jersey of Rodrigo. And what actually happened is Christmas morning a few years ago, there's a knock on our door, and it's Rodrigo, Kenny Reed, and another good friend of the family, Jared. They show up and they're like, hey, we'll open the door. It's like, what the heck are you guys doing here? Holy cow. And they come walking in, and he has the jersey and everything.
No, I had the jersey.
No, Mike already had the jersey. I'm sorry. I don't know if you were asleep or something.
Yeah, I was.
He was asleep. We had a knock on the door, wake him up. He's like, what's going on? And he comes out, and then he saw it and everything. And, there it is, right on our kitchen table, Rodrigo signing off on the jersey and everything.
It's awesome.
So, it was pretty cool. Michael Chavis, unfortunately you left Pittsburgh, but I mean, he would come and watch Mike play baseball. He'd come and sit in the front row and watch Mike play baseball.
That's awesome.
So it's cool and everything. I think that's what's great about the hobby.
You can kind of see it there.
That's real cool, man.
That's what's great. And like you said, it's that extra connection to the hobby, which makes it special and everything. It makes it a little expensive for him because now he wants to get the rainbow of all those guys.
Well, it doesn't make it expensive with Chavis because he's not a top sought out player, so he's a little easier to get. Rodrigo, everybody likes Rodrigo, so his stuff is a little expensive. And Trey, football stuff is just always a little more expensive out of the sports, so his stuff is a little expensive as well.
Yeah, you get those guys who, San Francisco guys, they're hard to go ahead and, they love their players and stuff. I mean, it's no different than the Raiders also, man, right? And us, us with the suffering Jet fans.
I hope you guys finally get a good quarterback, man. I'm pulling for Zach Wilson.
You ain't the only one, brother.
Hey, now.
Hey.
There he is.
Hey, man. Jeez.
What's
Congratulations, you guys, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Finally, I get to put a face to a name. I think is the first time I've seen Deafness in person for me. I've heard the name a million times. I'm Alan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man. And I'm sure you guys all being partners, I'm sure we'll all be eating dinner and having a couple cocktails together at some point here.
Yeah.
So
Anthony's paying, he said.
I got you, Jeff. You come to LA, dinner on me.
Who's this?
Hey,
Gator? Who's this?
we'll
Gator
get it. We'll
guy?
get it booked. Isn't there a Super Bowl in a couple weeks? No, I can't do it.
There is a Super Bowl.
Too soon. Too soon.
Dude, if you could get some tickets, Alan, that would be huge, bro. Can you make that happen?
Man.
You already know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm gonna get there early and pull as many strings as I can.
Alan's trying to
Oh,
secure us some playoff tickets for Sunday.
I'm trying to get 4 of them, dude. I'm gonna like do this and cross everything I can and see.
Awesome.
But yeah, man.
Shout out to Anthony too. I actually when I was in Ohio for the 24-hour stream over at Rippin in Smash's house, he hooked me up with the old Cavs and Mavs. What was it? Him? Was it you? Was it you and Paul? I think. Were you two supposed to go?
It was
that what
me
it
and
was?
Every Day I'm Hustling were there.
Every Day I'm
technically
Hustling
just
when I was supposed
me,
to
'cause he
go.
got
Yeah,
COVID.
he had gotten sick
Yeah,
or
he got
whatever.
COVID.
And so Luca was in the house, but Luca, he decided. I know. I see the videos. See, I know a little more about you than you may think because I watch the videos. I watch the stuff. I know you're the Luca man, the Luca Madness man. But
Yeah.
Luca decides to get ejected in the first half because he took a nut shot. I forget who it was too. Somebody like they pushed him or something, and he totally like swung his arm down and like just took a nut shot to one of the players. So they gave him the boot, but it was still fun. It was awesome. It was
That's
great
him.
game.
That's him. Oh, I wanted to give you an update, Anthony, on that Verjao. I think Nayla's trying to get a hold of a cousin.
Nice.
Whoa.
So Alan's wife is from Brazil, so she's trying to get me headways with meeting Anderson Varejao. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh. And I think wasn't that the first game he came back? The game that
that was his first game back after the ankle injury. Yeah, after the ankle injury.
Yeah, that was. Yep, I remember that.
Oh my god,
that's awesome.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
I'm excited, man, that this group of people are in there. I mean, I have to deal with Anthony every day, but it's nice to,
It's gonna be real worse. Mari's going back to Pittsburgh, so it's just gonna be you two.
I know.
I'm gonna fly Paul out. Paul's coming.
Just say the word. Say the word.
I'm gonna get him.
Hey, I've been trying to get him to fly in, Paul.
He's gonna be on one of those FedEx overnighters quickly.
I knew it. I knew Paul was going to end up back in Cali. Didn't I say that when I came on here earlier? And you said, what did you say? You left nothing.
I left in
back
94
there?
and didn't leave nothing behind.
Yep, that's right. Oh, give me a second. I might hear this might be a fun cameo.
Yeah, Matt. Love Song Cars. Those guys, they are.
No, he's saying that they need Rodrigo back. Rodrigo was hurt for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah. No, like I say, he's a hometown Colt guy. He's an Indiana guy.
So what do you guys think Aaron Rodgers is going to do?
Hopefully come to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that guy over there wants him in the black and
We
gold.
were talking about that last night on the pod, too, on the Playmaker podcast. Like, that would be an actual good place for him to go to play out his career. He's got receivers. He's got targets. They got a good, they got a solid defense. I mean, pretty much what he's been asking for, right? Like,
yeah, they just need a couple
more than just one set of hands, Devontae Adams, to throw to.
Now our views are going to go up.
Oh, our views are going to skyrocket now.
I think it's either him I think it's either Pittsburgh or Denver, unless he retires, right? Is that what you think?
That would make the most sense.
I don't see him retiring. I still think he's got a lot left in him to prove.
Did you guys see that somebody posted that picture of him walking into the tunnel? You know how he's a State Farm guy, and it said American Family Insurance. It was like a perfect, good picture of him, with his back, walking in the tunnel after the game. And it had a big American Family Insurance sign. They're like, I bet you State Farm just loves that picture. Because he's a State Farm guy, does all the commercials and stuff. Oh, it was funny.
Devontae is more than welcome in Pittsburgh.
Could you?
Maybe
that'd be insane.
Maybe he goes to Tampa Bay and takes over for Tom.
What do you think Tom's doing?
I mean, Tom can't go out that way.
I think Tom stays. I think he
Yeah.
stays one more go around.
does,
I think they load up a little bit on the defense, get him one more. Godwin was out. We forget how crucial Godwin is.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, and Antonio, the Gremlin, the Brown,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. I mean, he was his favorite target. I mean,
Yeah, he
when
was.
they were playing, he was insane.
Consistent. Yeah. I mean, I think Aaron could end up in a couple different places. He could go to Seattle in a swap with Russell Wilson, or he could end up. I mean, it sounds weird because if Derek Carr played more poorly, I think he could have gone to Oakland. Could have,
Yeah.
but just too much going on there. I think it could be just a swap. I think that could be a swap.
Now
He doesn't
the
agree
boy
with me, apparently.
now the boy Balls, MB Balls, last night on the podcast, he thinks that Rodgers, if he goes to Indianapolis.
Yep, there
That
you
would
go right
be
there.
interesting.
Love
That wouldn't be a bad place.
Yeah.
Get rid of Wentz and everything. I don't know. I mean,
There you go. Yeah. Love and slug
I would think Pittsburgh or Denver would be two very good landing spots for him. They both have enough offensive weapons. They both have really good defenses. And I think Paul, I think you said it, and John said it, in the chat and everything. He's going to want to go. He's not going anywhere to rebuild. He's not going anywhere. Certainly not going to be a backup. He's going to go where he wants to, where he's going to have a chance to win.
Yeah.
And I mean, and to me, if I don't know. I mean, I wonder if he'd be willing to come to the AFC. That's the big thing. Is he willing to come, there? Is he willing to go to the AFC West with Denver and have to deal with, the Chargers being better? The Chiefs aren't going anywhere. I mean, it's
Or does he pull a Brett Favre? I brought this up last night too. And does he go over to Minnesota to really piss off the Packers?
Man, that would be unbelievable.
I mean, he would win that division. He would win the division if he went there. No, he's got a good running game. He's got two outstanding receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lions aren't going anywhere. We all know that. I could have told you that 10 years ago that they're going nowhere.
The Lions could have told you that.
Yeah, I could have told you that, especially when they got Goff. And then the Bears are still in rebuild. And then if he leaves there, I don't know if Jordan Love has enough experience to get them out. He would win that division if he went to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking
Wouldn't
about
that be
it
insane though? Like follows the same steps as like Favre. Like, it would just be great.
Wouldn't he have to go to the Jets first?
Well,
Jets don't count.
I mean, yes, I guess you would have to go to your
You'd have to
team
go to the
first,
Jets
do it
first.
the correct way if we're doing it all sequential. Yes. But is he gonna but here's the question. Is he going to tick off the Packers going over to the Jets as much as just moving over to Minnesota? Absolutely not. It's a whole different deal.
Is Minnesota ready to move away from Kurt?
I don't know. I think it all depends on who comes in as coaches and everything else. It sounds like our GM is probably going to be dude that was the former VP for the Browns. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, to be honest with you. Let's figure that one out. But
just Harry Browns, it sounds awful.
What's that?
I said just Harry Browns, it sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got a good track record just overall. I think anything right now would be better than Mr. Rick Spielman. He just he was there too long. I mean, he shouldn't have been there as long as he was with no championship. It'd be a different story if they had gotten a championship or something, but it never happened. So what do you do? He's a part of that whole stretch where they missed that first round draft pick. And I mean, he was in all of that. Like he was all under that. So it's time for him to go. I really hope whoever we get as a coach is really going to be a better coach than Zimmer, because I honestly feel like Zimmer is a very good coach. I wonder how much he was tied up from Spielman and et cetera. And, people saying being, not being aggressive enough and this and that. But, you just wonder. We don't know the back end part of it. We don't know what's going on in the offices. We don't know what he's being told, what he can and can't do, how much control he really has. And we don't know with any team, with anybody. But it'll be interesting. Let's see.
Zimmer will be a defensive coordinator next year. He's too good
Oh,
a
yeah.
defensive coach to unless he doesn't want to. I think the only way he doesn't coach next year is if he doesn't want to. But there was a question in the chat.
Well, before we get to that,
sorry.
we were talking about this on Anthony's show earlier today. I mean, this offseason is going to be a crazy one for quarterbacks because, I mean, you got Russ, Aaron potentially move in. You got Broncos need a quarterback. Saints might need a quarterback.
Steelers.
You got Deshaun if he comes back. You got old quarterbacks like Matt Ryan, who knows what's going to happen with him. So I think this NFL offseason is going to be an exciting one for the quarterback position, especially with also the draft being a lighter quarterback class this year. So it's going to be interesting to see what teams make moves and what moves are made.
Yeah, completely agree. It's going to be a fantastic year for offseason football.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's one. The XFL comeback with The Rock in charge.
That would be cool.
No, he is. I think he is. He went ahead and
he bought the name or the rights to it or whatever.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I think that is Jimmy G moving question. I think he almost has to, right?
Yeah.
They invest too much in Trey Lance, so I think he's made that stamp. And again, we were talking about this last night on the podcast. Looking at his overall numbers and looking at kind of what he is as a quarterback. I mean, he's a winner, right? He's a winner, but he's a game manager. He's like his numbers compared to like a Tannehill, like a Ryan Tannehill. If you kind of look at where he's at and what he has and what he does, so where he goes, that's another good question. That's another interesting question. But in my own opinion, I feel like they have to, go investing in Trey Lance. You don't draft a quarterback that high to just continue to let him sit in the bench.
Especially behind a Jimmy G.
The other thing is, with each game, his value goes up.
Right.
Each win, boom, another one, and then another one. I mean.
Did you see that clip? Did you see that clip when he ran into Robbie Gould after they won the game, like on the field, and he says, "Fuck the Packers."
Thanks, Simeon. Rose City.
Rose City Cars, thanks. Thanks, Simeon.
Here's a weird thought.
Hey, Adam.
Do you think that the Cowboys are ready to move on from Dak and somehow maybe Aaron ends up with McCarthy again?
I mean,
I doubt it.
Possible. I just feel like they love. I just feel like they have too much
one of
love
those
for
weird things, right? Where
Right.
they got to win now. He doesn't. Obviously, he's not going to be in Green Bay. Do you bring him in knowing that division is essentially still weak? The Giants probably aren't moving. The Eagles are still figuring out their quarterback. They might be in a play for. They might want Deshaun Watson. The Eagles. Just that's my thought.
Yep.
And then you got the Washington football team who will have a name probably by next summer 2028.
Aren't they supposed to have a new name next month?
Yes.
Yeah, but who knows?
So this will be interesting, right? The Washington Guardians. Kidding.
I've heard a lot of Washington
Guardians.
fans that they're on the fence that if they pick the wrong name, they're going to go with somebody else. There was somebody, another YouTuber, I can't remember. He's a Washington fan. He said, depending on the name, he said, I might pick another team because if I don't like the name, So,
right.
I think they should just stick with the Washington football team. I like it. It's kind of catchy, but it's different than everything else. I think trying to name it after an inanimate object is just going to be because it's been that name of that team for so long. I think they should just stick with the Washington football team and just leave it at that. But.
Yeah. I mean, Warriors. One of the guys in here in chat said Warriors. It's interesting. The Washington
Wasn't there some talk about the Admirals?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Admirals, Guardians, and something else. I can't remember what it is.
They should do something.
You can't take Guardians because Cleveland just got him.
No, I'm kidding. I said that was like the joke because I think a lot of Cleveland fans I don't think were happy with that choice either.
no, that was-
We're talking about people not liking a team name when they create a new team name.
Yep.
I just kind of said that as a more or less as a joke because
Cleveland hates
Cleveland
the
I know,
already-
yeah, but I know the Generals and something else. But I know that there's a lot riding on that. They picked the wrong name. They could lose a nice, a good chunk of their fan base.
Or we go back to like the Washington Senators, like baseball back in the day, the old Twins, right?
Generals could be fitting. It's like the one game a year you'll play against them like it's the Globetrotters. You just go crazy on them.
You're right. The Washington washouts. Somebody-
You know the
All
best
right.
part about
Obvious.
Washington? They literally have no name, and they have more Super Bowls than the Cleveland Browns.
hey, and the Vikes.
Yeah, but I like the Vikings somewhat. I didn't want to dig at them.
That's funny. Dangerous limo.
You're funny. Nayla was giving you your Anderson Varejao update there, Anthony. You might have saw her kind of sneak in.
Oh no, I missed it. But I'm all ears.
Yeah, he wants anything to do with Varejao. Anything.
I
Like
might
his-
have a little bit of a fetish.
I mean,
A little bit.
like a lock of hair would probably go bananas.
Yes.
A lock of
I'm gonna
Varejao
take some
hair.
of
Oh
his
my
and pretend
god!
it's Varejao's.
I'm telling you right now, that thing would be framed and it would be in his office.
It would
It
be a
would
one
be.
of one, and it would be hanging like above his area at the office. For
No,
sure.
I think that turns into a chain, and that's a daily piece.
Ooh, and then he comes out
He'd
retired and
have it
walks
so he
into the
could rub it on
wrestling
his
ring.
face. He'd have it so he could rub it on his face.
I can put it next to all my restraining orders.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
Hey, we
Well-
need to get Pittsburgh and Allen. I need to get you guys on the Playmaker podcast one of these weeks, man.
I would love it, man. We got to have you on ours as well.
I always, yeah, for sure, anytime, man. I always post whatever anybody wants to join. That's for anybody. Paul,
Would
you
love
down?
it.
You want to talk sports? Huddle's been in there. He's been on an episode with us. About 3-4 weeks ago, 5 weeks
Yeah, I
ago.
gotta
maybe.
get back.
Yeah, anytime, man. Like I said, we always welcome. We want people. The more we can get in, the happier we are. But yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So one of the things I know, I can't believe we have gone this long and I have some new people in the chat and everything.
This is
And people
great,
might
man.
not have-
This is what it's about.
Yeah,
This is how
people
you
might
grow.
not have heard of what, again, this is special for us because, like I said, honestly, I mean, didn't know if we would, be here, today with this. What started out as, I remember, us making. If you go look at that intro video, just, we went to the high school, we went to the schools, we went to the baseball field and made that video. Then to go from there to where we are now with, getting closer to, to 200 subs and everything, and the videos and the friendships more than anything. I mean, if we didn't make another video, I wouldn't give a crap. I mean, just the friendships that we've been able to make with everybody has been, the most important thing. I mean, I look at it from this standpoint, starting out a year ago where we were and everything, and then, you look what the hobby. Thanks, hobbyist. Have a great night yourself.
Later, obvious.
I look at where we were and everything, and now you'll look at Mike. I mean, not trying to plug or anything or do anything, but he's with Anthony in Pittsburgh and Paul at TGT, and he's one of he's a grader for them, a lead grader for them. So I mean, you look at what the hobby has done. I mean, here's an example of how the hobby has helped him find that passion and find something that he really loves and everything, and it's all because you bought a couple of boxes of cards and ripped open some cellophane and looked at some cardboard to where it is now and stuff, from that standpoint. So it's it brings it back full circle when when you have this type of stuff and you see the passion, handing that passion, I mean, I can remember when I opened them up and everything, and being able to hand that over and see it grow, in someone else is it's awesome,
Yeah.
stuff like that and everything.
And I want to touch on that real quick too, because you bring up a very, very good point. Just as you're continuing to build these relationships and bring people and build the communities and et cetera, and work with each other and network and do whatever you do to grow and just, again, bring that positivity and uplifting between each other and help us get through each and every day that we already got to struggle with. But not burning bridges or not, the resources, the connections. I mean, same thing you bring up with him, getting this opportunity with these guys, being a lead grader. Me having my buddies reach out to me that I used to go to high school with that are into the hobby, hit me up one day and say, "Hey, dude, we just opened a card shop up. I just want you to stop in because we want to talk market. We just want to talk cards with you because we haven't caught up for a while." And then walk in there and then me kind of look around and go, "Hey, that's a pretty sweet break room you got back there." And then look at me and go, "Yeah, you know who would look really good in that break room? Wink, wink." And then get that opportunity to be able to be back breaking and not having to do what I had to do before when I was breaking 5-6 years ago, doing it on my own and having to package and ship and do all the other stuff, having a team there where I just get to rip the cards, have fun breaking cards, and go home. So
That's
don't
awesome.
burn bridges. Don't keep the connection. Stay in contact with people because you never know what opportunities are going to come up. I mean, look at these guys. Look at Pittsburgh, Allen, these guys. The grading thing. They're out. Pittsburgh's out in California now, man. Like going from, I mean, it's insane. And they're building something, and they're building something connected within the hobby. And you never know how big that company can get for them. You never know how many people they may need to reach out to that they stay in contact with, that they reach out to say, "Hey, man, we need some help. We need some people." You don't know what's around that corner. You don't know what's next. Stay connected. Stay positive. Be the good of the hobby, basically.
It's a good word, man.
I mean, here's a great example. If you're looking in the chat, I don't think Matt's Midwest teams love selling cards. They found out tonight that they're basically both from the same area.
That's awesome.
Now maybe they are able to go ahead, and meet up and go, and hang out, and a friendship starts. I mean, this is what the hobby is, man. This is what it's all about.
And your stream brought that opportunity upon them. If it wasn't for this stream that you started, they may have never connected. They may have never known, right? Yeah. I mean, it's that crazy. That's how crazy this hobby can get. You can start to connect with some people, and they can become your closest friends. You would have never met if you weren't in the hobby.
Most definitely. Absolutely. So, well, we've been on long enough. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I give each one of you guys the floor to go ahead and say something. I don't, however you want to go. We'll just go around. We can start with you, Def, and then go to Paulie. And
all I want to do is I just want to say thank you for being you guys. Thank you for being a part of the hobby. Thank you for being the good of the hobby. Thank you for inviting me on to your stream tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you. And again, congrats on you, man.
Holy walnuts.
Holy walnuts. Where did that come from? Hey, same thing, man. I just
the kind thing, man. The kind thing.
Congratulations on your 1 year. Mike, I knew you from the other world. It's really cool. I talked to Michael a bunch because he's helped me with the online process of what I'm doing with the company. And so, just keep up the hard work. It's a grind. I remember when I started, and I ain't too far ahead of you. So, and I've been doing it for a long time. But but to all of you guys, I mean, it's just, I was just kind of thinking this. It's like I'd never met Anthony before, and then the Raiders and the Steelers played, and I said, "Anthony, I want to come to the game." He said, "Come to my house. Don't get up." I mean, we never met each other. But that's what this community did. It brought two guys together from two opposite teams, and like he let a Raider fan stay in his house, go to the game, which they lost, and that's what this hobby does. It brings people together regardless of your background or anything like that. It's like who would ever known that I'd know a guy in Minnesota and a guy in Georgia now and a guy in Pittsburgh who had moved to California. Who cares about Allen? But anyways,
live and die in LA.
That's how it does. You know what I mean? It's like it opens. It just kind of opens. It opens opportunities for you. And I mean, when I was a little kid opening packs of cards, 40 years later, who would ever thought that I'd be a part of a grading company?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's what this hobby is, and stuff like what you're doing, Mike, to bring people to the hobby, bring the fun back into it. Yes, there's a small business of it if you're trying to sell to buy, but the fun part is ripping that, and that's what you guys bring, and I really I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Before we go, Adam, hey man, thanks a lot for coming by. Appreciate you. Appreciate the interactions we have in the chats and everything, and you have yourself a Larry night also. He says Chipper, that's Chipper Jones. Larry's. I don't know if anybody.
Go ahead and pick up. Try to erase that just happened.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Try to up that.
Follow that one, Anthony. Huh? Go right ahead.
I don't have a whole lot to plug or to say. I appreciate your guys' friendship. I appreciate that Mike is one of the hardest working guys that I know, and I just appreciate who you guys are, as people, and Deafness summed it up perfectly. You know what I mean? So ditto to what he said.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sub goal? I don't know. You have a goal?
You know what? If we stay exactly where we are, I'll be happy. I just want to keep making content that people want to watch. If we get subs, we get subs. As long as people come and like our stuff, that's more important than, the number underneath our name.
That's good.
You put out better content than a lot of larger channels do. So I think that the quality, even though you guys have a small number, the quality you put into it shows.
Quality
That'll
over
definitely pay off.
quantity, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's good quality content, man.
Yeah, I'll try and close whatever she allows me to close with. Right on cue. Right on cue.
Right on cue.
No, everyone that's in this live, I've met through Anthony. And like you guys were talking about, it's about the connections and about building the connections and never losing the connection. And I think that's what I've taken away most recently from the hobby. And congrats to you guys. Obviously, a year is a big accomplishment and many more to come for sure. And if you ever need anything from us, you know how to get a hold of us. It's not tough. He's right next to you, Big Mike. And just for us as the company, we expect massive things this new year. And that's all I can leave it at. And we got to set up an interview with Deafness, Anthony, FYI.
Yes.
Let me know, guys. He has my number.
I do.
You still have my number? I gave you my number when you guys were trying to get me on before when we couldn't make it work one time. And I said, we were messaging. I said, dude, here's my number. Hit me up anytime.
I should have it.
Give me a time.
We'll set up
well,
don't worry.
Let me see if I still have it. I should have it stored in my phone. So let me see. And if there was.
No, I got a new number, Anthony.
I have a new number
now. Did you change?
Yeah. I have a new number.
Oh, okay.
So
I will ghost me. I see it now.
Blame Anthony as usual. Oh, just a funny story. Anthony and I actually, when TGT started, we had never met, and we started this company with the other two, and look at what it's turned into. Just to kind of give some food for thought there, we had never met, and this is what has transpired from it. And speaking of TGT, Kenny. The newest addition.
Yep.
Kenny.
When Huddle card collection says hire somebody, you hire that person.
Yeah. I mean, we found Kenny as a great addition, grading, and his design. You can't turn away graphic designers in this day and age. You just got to have them. on deck, and he's a dual threat, so we brought him in. Sorry, Mike, you know, he's a dual threat. You're just kind of single, but we still love you.
That's all good.
Well, for me, like I said, you know, we wouldn't be where we are, you know, without you guys. There was, you know, a distinct reason and purpose, you know, why we reached out to you guys to go ahead and be a part of this, you know, night for us, wanting you guys to be here with us. You've helped us immensely in what you've done, and it's just more like the support that you've given us. The hey, keep going, don't give up, the so on and so forth, that type of stuff. So you know, from that standpoint, you know, a big thank you to you know all of you guys. You know, and honestly, I'm gonna turn it over to Mike to go ahead and close it out.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna give him full stage.
thank you to all you guys. I mean,
I don't want to do
special
that,
thank you, Anthony and Allen, for giving me the opportunity for the company and stuff. I mean, the 11 you in here watching, shout out to you guys for, I mean, you're the reason, one of the reasons we're here putting on this show. I mean, I think we topped out at 18 tonight, which is crazy to think about. We had 18 people watching us. It's been awesome. A lot of fun over this last year making videos, getting different opportunities to go to shows and get on this business venture with those two guys at the bottom. Is really exciting, and just look forward to this year and keep ripping stuff, getting some nicer stuff, and just having fun.
Yep. So again, thank you all to everybody. Thank you for every one of our subscribers who keep coming back. And you know, like I say, you watch a couple knuckleheads go ahead and open up some cardboard and you know make fun of each other when we can't pronounce names and or say the actual wrong name, which that happens to me more than it does him.
You.
Hey, I see words. What can I tell you? You know, but we appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks to our, you know, family for going ahead and supporting us also. You know, it's easy when they're behind us too. So with that, thanks everybody. Hey, don't forget, if you can go ahead and, you know, I hate to give the shameless plug, but, you know, make sure you sub into all these guys. You know, make sure that, you know, you follow them. They all do great things in the hobby. They're all great for the hobby. You know, but even better than that, they're all great people, which is so much better than what they bring actually to the actual hobby itself. They bring greatness amongst themselves as human beings. So follow them, be a part of them. And again, we appreciate each one of you. And like we always say, we'll see you guys at the next rip.
See ya.
Peace and love. Good night,
See you,
guys.
everyone.